Hey guys, how's it going? My name, of course, is SNKLZ. Welcome back, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about some more update information for Neverwinter. That's right, so everyone on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 has only just recently had an update to their system, which of course is the Sea of Moving Ice. However, the PC players over there have had the Sea of Moving Ice for a while now, and they are actually looking for themselves for a new update, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about the preview that is in motion at the minute on the preview servers for the PC, and this is going to be monsters of the River District. So this is a brand new area. It's going to interlink with some of the old enemies, maybe some new ones as well, and some old areas as well, and looking at things like that. And so this is a new high-level zone overrun by powerful evil wizards in the River District and their devoted followers. Seasoned adventurers may notice some familiar foes from the bygone times in addition to new ones, and they'll be working together to present formidable challenges, even the strongest adventurers. So as I say, there's going to be enemies we've seen, there's going to be some new ones by the looks of it, the bosses and things like that, and the new dungeons and skirmishes, stuff like that. There are going to be new characters in there, as well as new items and stuff, but mainly looking at it at the minute, it's going to be some of the old enemies we're going to push through. So the baddies of the River District can be divided into three main categories: the minions of Gyrian, Cabal, and Nostura. So Gyrian's group primarily associates with the Spell Plague, consisting of Plague Change and Order of the Blue Fire enemies. So of course you remember that from the Whispering Caverns, the places like that, and the Spell Plague area. They're going to have like the tall guys who are going to stand up. They haven't got a head, they've got like a huge mouth on their shoulders. Going to have a few pictures popping up as well, and you'll notice what they look like. And those lot, they do a lot of magic, some stuns in there and stuff like that as well. And then we're going to have a look at Cabal's followers, identified with the iron and fire, including fire archons, golems, animated weapons. So of course these are the fire archons most notably, and also golems as well, and the huge giants as well. Sometimes there might be some giants in there as well. Again, these are some of the other ones that we've seen from the elemental evil, from the fiery pit and places like that as well. And the Eldritch Knights as well. So these are, of course, more enemies associated with the fire and iron. And Nostura enlists magical beasts and the Fae, such as dryads and trolls. The Nashers have also made an appearance, providing an additional threat to the area. So, of course, these are also things like the Fae people. This, of course, is from the campaigns as well, from Sharandar campaigns. Places like that which you're going to notice, or they're going to look familiar. Not saying they're going to look the same, but going to look familiar. Personally, from the console power itself, it's got to have to be looking a little bit the same, because else the stuff isn't going to work very well. It's going to use a lot of power on the console itself. Anyway, as I say, there's going to be some pictures being thrown up as well. Areas you're going to seem familiar, places in the background you're going to see, you're going to think, oh yeah, I've been there, or oh, that looks familiar to this, or those enemies look like I've defeated them a couple of times. It says, while the minions occupy the district, their masters reign the towers, each with their own claim to the territory. Should you gain access to one of these towers, you'll be able to face off against the wizards themselves. So these, of course, are the big bosses and the big bad guys who we want to try and take on, similar to the Cloak Tower, or the Clock Tower, even one of the missions you go through. You do quite a few things for it, and you finally get to fight the end guy in the end. You'll be able to face off against the wizards themselves. Besting these powerful beings will be no small feat, but worth your while if you have the strength and wits to do so, with rewards such as new companions, materials for new artifact weapons, and other sweet loot. So we're going to touch on very quickly those things, and then we'll talk about them a little bit later on, because they are actually a big thing. So it says rewards such as new companions. So we all like companions, but we don't want them if they're like rubbish ones which are just like plus 160 crit or 150 armor pen or 200 deflect. Like, we like stat ones which give you a chance to start like reflecting 10% of the damage dealt to you, or get a 10% chance to become enraged and deal 5% extra damage. Things like that, like numbers, percentages is what we want. They're going to be the hard ones. I have to say, I doubt they're going to be lending those out, especially if you can get them through the campaign. if they're going to be pretty easy to get, I doubt they will at all, because they want you to buy those sort of ones and spend your hard-earned money, actual like dollar bills, on themselves, which is fair enough. I can understand. This is a free-to-play game, and they have to make their money somehow, which I can understand. And but then it says materials for new artifact weapons. So this sounds very, very familiar from somewhere. Oh, that's right. Sea of Moving Ice. Restoration. You have materials for your new artifact weapons, but then to be able to use them, you have to restore them, which takes time, effort, and possibly a little bit of money as well. Unfortunately, some of the armor pieces you're using Ostorian relics, which of course you can get through opening packs and things like that, which is a bit of a nuisance. But as I say, again, they have to make their money somehow. The other sweet loot, I guess, is going to be gear, like actual like arm pieces, like head, arms, body, and feet, which is going to be great to have. Maybe some rings. We're seeing quite a lot of rings recently, especially in the Epic Demogorgon. We had epic and then legendary rings, and then we have a similar affair with the Fangbaker Island and Assault on Svordborg. They are looking like they've got epic and legendary rings in there as well themselves. And we go a little bit further down. Conquering these new foes only begins here in the River District. The conclusion to the battle against the wizards and their minions will take place in the Spellplate Caverns, which we'll discuss in further detail in the next couple of weeks, where adventurers will be tested to their limits as they witness the wizards' true power. So start your preparations now, and good luck in advance in your fight against the villains of the River District. So again, everyone's grinding and grinding and grinding for the Sea of Moving Ice weapons and things like that, and their main hands and offhands, a new artifact weapon, main hands, offhands, which is great because it's something to do. It keeps your guy going up higher and higher and higher, keeps that item score pumping, as well as you getting your new boons and things like that. But it looks like there are actually new artifact weapons, as we always expect, or as we'd like to see new weapons and things like that in the new update coming. It doesn't say when this update will actually hit, like fully come out, not the previews, but actually will come out as such. But again, I say this again, we are looking to keep pushing with everything like the artifact weapons, so keep going at it. But it will be a while before this comes out. It's just in the testing and the preview at the minute. Seen some footage of it. It does look very nice, and yeah, it's reminiscent of the olden days as well. Now we're going to look at really quickly is the new Module 11 items, and talk about the artifact weapons and companion gears. So I have been doing a little bit of research, and it looks like there is going to be a return to companion gear. So this is from actually data mining in the game and going through the collection and things like that from the preview system. And it's looking like the companion gear is coming back. So if you've noticed, any guys who've played in the guild, you can actually go over to one of the stores and you can actually purchase gear for your companion, which increases stats specifically for companions and gives extra stats and also abilities as well with your companions themselves, which is great. But again, it's unfortunately it's another thing for them to get you to buy more of, or actually get for them. But it says, while players are waiting for the return of loyal gear, the skirmishes of Module 11 will drop new companion stuff. There are 6 different stat combinations available for all types of slot: Grimmer, Icon, Necklace, Pack Blade, Ring, Sword Knot, Talisman, and Waist. Just like Underdark and Storm King's Thunder Jewelry, the gear comes in variants of +1 to assumingly +5. So that's going to be the +5 is legendary, of course, and 1 is going to be like uncommon or common. So after personally legendary rings and marks, players can add companion gear to their grind list. It sure seems like the devs really like the format. Now we're going to look at very quickly is the artifact weapons that are going to be coming into the game. So this is weapon set bonuses. So by the looks of it, it's going to be Fae, Fire Soul, Illusion, and Arborant, which are the 4 new artifact sets, which are similar to the elemental evil ones we got. We got the Earth, the Fire, the Wind, and the Water, which were really good ones, which had especially good stat bonuses. There was always a good one for each of the classes themselves. And the Fae, this is for the new setup. Fae, when you damage an enemy or heal an ally, there is a chance you become Fae touched, which restores 10% of your AP, as well as increases your outgoing damage by 3% and your outgoing healing by 6% for 10 seconds. You can only be Fae touched once every 30 seconds, so that is a very, very nice one for anyone who is looking to be sort of like a healer, doing some DPS, and also gaining a lot of action points as well once you actually get it. Fire Soul. When you damage an enemy, there is a chance you become fortified, which increases your defense by 5% and adds your defense to your power to a maximum of 30% increase of your total power. That is a really nice one. So these are looking like they will outweigh the new Sea of Moving Ice artifacts themselves. Those two are very, very nice. I do like them quite a lot. Illusion. When you damage an enemy, there is a chance you become a Master of Illusion for 10 seconds. As a Master Illusion will summon 3 illusions of yourself to fight for you. Though results may vary, a Master of Illusion also does 3% more damage, which increases by 10% against enemies with shields and temp hit points. You can only have a Master of Illusion once every 30 seconds. So that one is going to be very, very, very useful for PvP, as they're going to fight for you and do some damage, as well as it's going to be 3 illusions of you. If you're a trickster rogue and you pop it at the right time, you could be lost and people are going to be fighting your own characters while you're invisible. Then we have the Arborant. When you damage an enemy, there is a chance you will become a Far Influenced, which increases your outgoing damage by 4% and grants you a random buff for 10 seconds. Life Stealer, which is one of the buffs, increases your lifesteal by 2,500. Tainted Attack. Enemies you attack will take additional damage over time. Impending Death. Enemies you attack will explode on death, dealing damage to other foes. You can only be Far Influenced once every 30 seconds. So Arborant is a mix of PvP and PvE, which is great. You've got the PvP side of it, which is increasing your lifesteal by 2,500, as well as Tainted Attack. Enemies take additional damage over time, which is also going to work really nicely with PvE. And also the enemies that explode on death is going to be great for PvE. Mainly because there's mobs and things like that, but not so great for PvP because it's not often that you're killing people. Like, of course you are, but the effect isn't going to be as great as it will be in PvE. So there we go, guys. That is the first look at the new Mod 11, which is going to be the Monsters of the River District, which is in preview right now over on PC. Go and have a look, search it through YouTube and things like that. Links are in the description of where I've looked up these sources and things like that, and showing you these images. If you've enjoyed this video and it's been quite insightful for the new stuff that's coming, smash that like button. If you are enjoying the Sea of Moving Ice as well, smash that like button. Subscribe for the channel for more stuff just like this. And as always, guys, I will see you next time.